Hey everyone, this is Unlock24, and today I'm gonna be sharing with you a deck that was made possible with the daily rewards. With the I'm not sure if it was the anniversary sign-in, but we were able to get 3 copies of Cards from the Sky. Well, 2 copies plus the one that you could get with Taya, I think. So let me go ahead and get into the deck profile, and then we'll talk a little bit about it. So I'm running 1 Air Knight Prasath, 2 Dimensional Alchemist, 3 The Agent of Creation Venus, 2 Dunames Dark Witch, 3 Mystical Shine Balls, 2 Enemy Controllers, 3 Cards from the Sky, 2 White Elephant's Gift, and 2 Wall of Disruption. Oh, no, I thought I had taken one of them out. But anyways, I think I'm gonna have this deck as a like a low tier, maybe tier 3 or 4. It's consistent, however, it really can't do much. And if you're playing against like ninjas or something, you're just gonna get completely destroyed. Cards from the Sky makes it to where the deck's really fast, but again, it lacks a big monster or a big boss monster. And if your opponent summons something that's over 1900 attack, you can get over it with the walls and the enemy controllers. But and most of the time you always have them because you can draw a lot of cards from your deck, and you can thin your deck out with Venus. And but every now and then you kind of get stuck, and that's the reason that I'm going to put this deck at maybe like a casual and not really competitive, because it really can't do much of anything other than just try to attack. I did try to put in some order charges, but I really didn't know what to take out. I was going to take out the White Elephant's Gift and put 2 order of charges, but that made the deck a little bit slow, so I took them out. I did try another version with the what is it? Ra's Disciple, but then again, it was decent but not great, and I was just using the Ra's Disciples for fodder for enemy controller. But then I only played like 2 games. I wasn't able to activate enemy controller, and I think you can't tribute the Disciples for enemy controller, or I'm not sure if you can or can't. I think the Ra's Disciple can only be tributed for for a Sacred Beast. I'm not entirely sure. But anyway, this is the end result, I guess. Didn't want to run 3 Alchemist because I think just 2 should be fine. Because you do want them kind of mid to late game. That way, whenever they get destroyed, you can go ahead and get a card back. And one thing is that whenever you use Cards from the Sky, the biggest drawback is that we're only running 20 cards, right? And you can't attack that same turn that you activated. If you don't know what it does, is remove from play 1 light fairy type monster in your hand and draw 2 cards. You can add a special summon or conduct your battle phase the turn you activate this card. So that's a huge drawback. Yes, it is giving you 2 cards, but you can't attack. I think maybe like a weird mix with a burn deck with fairies might work. Maybe I don't know. But as it stands right now, I don't think it works out well. I did try counter fairies as well, and I put in what is it? Divine Rats in here, along with 7 Tools and Trap Jammers. But again, and I was running with Bountiful Artemis, but that again, it wasn't really doing much of anything other than like stalling and trying to go ahead and counter your opponent's cards. But even at that, the deck didn't really do much of anything. It just sat there with 1600 attack monsters. I couldn't get over anything that's big. And if your opponent went and got anything over like 19, that deck can't do anything, especially if it's a normal monster. You can't Divine Wrath it, you can't do anything to it. So that's kind of where the fairies are at. They're a casual deck, not really competitive. The replays I'm about to show you, they are competitive, but I was only doing it competitive because you can't get any decent replays in casual. And those, as you can see, well, let me go ahead and show you. Platinum 2, I lost my last 2 games in Platinum 2, but let me go ahead and show you the dual replays. And again, the deck struggles a ton if you play against a ninja deck, because they can just activate whenever you enemy controller, they can switch out with their, what is it, the ninjutsu art of transformation, and then you're stuck not being able to do anything. This guy, this is my last, I think, lost to this guy. He's running ninjas. And again, the deck can draw a ton, but what are you drawing into? There's really not like a big boss card that the fairies have right now. I think that's basically what it's missing. It's just it's missing a boss card. And the TCG, it's I think it's the same way. You have a guiding Ariadne. I think it's guiding Ariadne, where you can just activate counter trap cards, and it's still a decent deck. But again, I do have whenever I was playing TCG, I did play it every now and then. So I have a high like the highest rarity counter fairies with the ultimate. What is it? Bountiful Artemis and all counter trap cards ultimate. But again, I was still having that same problem that it really didn't have that boss monster that it needs. And here, once he was left at 100 life points, and I couldn't take him down. I couldn't take those 100 life points down. There's Venus again, and again, you're playing against ninjas, so enemy controller is really not gonna do much. I was hoping he didn't have the transformations. That's why I enemy controllered, but he did have it, so that's kind of unfortunate for me. And that's basically game. If I had another enemy controller in hand, I could have done something, but I only run 2, and I think about at this point I've already used 2. And here he just blocks my next draw, and that's basically game. Here he treats another ninja for that, and then he just sends it, I think, to the bottom or top, and basically can't do anything because of this game. Again, if you play against a ninja with a ninja deck with a deck, you're just gonna auto lose most of the time. Oh, and I actually managed to go ahead and get my computer fixed. It took me a while. It took me a couple of hours, and I switched out the hard drive, installed a brand new version of Windows 10, and reinstalled all my programs and everything. It seems to be working fine. I don't know, maybe it was a program or something that was a corrupt file that was making it crash. Now it seems to be working fine for now, I guess. Hopefully I don't encounter the exact same thing. Goes Venus, activate the effect, activate twice, and here I summon him in attack position because I do have the Wall of Disruption, and I can just Wall of Disruption whenever they attack. And again, you draw a ton of cards, but you're not really drawing into anything that's, I guess, not as good as it can be. That was almost game. Second Tide Windstorm. He's just surviving at this point. And I do have a ton of cards, but again, those cards don't really do much of anything. And there he surrendered. He's playing just a complete Weevil Burn with the Parasite, and whenever he activates his skill, he actually manages to put 2 Parasites in my deck, which it's kind of bad for me, but oh well. And this guy, the Air Knight Prasad, I don't think it's that good to be like the boss monster of the decks. It's only 1900 attack, and maybe if we had a card like Honest or something a little bit better, maybe this deck would be way better. We have 3 copies of Honest. That way we can just attack over any monster, but we don't. So until we get Honest or something similar, or maybe full-blown Light Sworns. Well, Light Sworns aren't really fairies, so it doesn't really count. Most of them are spellcasters and warriors. and then Judgment Dragon. So here I'm gonna go ahead and take another 1,000. But okay, I can go ahead and just attack for game after that. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and show you this next replay, so this video doesn't turn out to be like a 20-minute video or anything like that. I do try to keep my videos like around 10 to 12 minutes. Right, this guy's playing, and if I remember correctly, I think he's playing tunes. Well, no, he's not. I don't think he is. I think I did play tunes. So I attacked into Wall of Disruption, which is kind of unfortunate, but oh well. Okay, this guy's playing just some random things. The other guy was playing tunes. And that was smart of him to put the mask on the shine bucket. So you just go ahead and attack that, and if you put it on Venus, I could just tribute it for Econ, and then the mask would be gone. And here I was trying to get it destroyed, and I put up the Alchemist defense mode just in case it didn't get destroyed, because I do have the Wild Disruption. They wouldn't be able to get over it. And I didn't know what he had in the backfield, so I decided to put it on defense and just wait. Shoot it for the Prasad, which is going to take damage, and I get to draw a card. This is kind of bad for me. He exterminations that wall. And I was thinking he was going to do like a follow-up with enemy control or something else, but he doesn't really do much of anything after that. So I do so with another wall, and I can just go ahead and attack for damage. But he attacks me with that the Amazon, so I can take some damage, but doesn't really do anything. And here the cards from the sky are mostly not doing anything. And then he surrenders after that. I don't know what it says failed there, but he surrendered during his turn. But anyway, let's leave it out there, and let me go ahead and go into the deck profile. And I always forget to go ahead into the deck profile straight from that screen. So used to going out and then coming back in. So here's the deck one more time. 1 Prasad, 2 Alchemist, 3 Venus, 2 Dark Witch, 3 Shine Balls, 2 enemy controllers, 3 cards from the sky, 2 White Elephant's Gift, and 2 Wall of Disruption. So there you go. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. If you enjoy the video, go ahead and leave a like, and if you enjoy my content, go ahead and do subscribe. I do try to post every day, and I guess I'll see you guys next time.